Hi everyone, A Loving Soul here, hope this video finds you well. Today I wanted to give you my opinions on a digital card game that I've picked up recently, TEPPEN. It's a card game built for mobile that features Capcom's famous franchises like Street Fighter and Devil May Cry. TEPPEN originally launched in July of 2019, and I did initially try it out then, but the release was a little glitchy and that turned me off. Coincidentally, what brought me back to the game is the large influx of card game streamers on Twitch advertising the game. So I thought, what the heck, let's give it a second try. I went in with a fresh account and the game ran pretty smoothly on my phone this time around. And being greeted with a nice chunk of packs to get started, I mean, that was pretty nice. Who doesn't like free packs? TEPPEN as a game stood out to me as a big fighting game fan. Specifically, Street Fighter. I love watching the pros duke it out, and I know I'm not the only one that still gets chills watching Evo Moment 37, where Daigo Umehara parries Chun-Li's super. If you still haven't seen the clip yet, go ahead and watch it, you'll be amazed. So starting the game, I knew how to play my boy, Ryu. Right off the bat, I felt right at home. Ryu's playstyle played like a faster version of one of my favorite Hearthstone decks of all time, Zoo Warlock. You essentially play small to mid-sized units that deal bursts of damage upon play, similar to Hearthstone's battlecry mechanic. Ryu is all about getting those 2-for-1s and slowly chipping out your opponent, and I'm all about that chip damage. You even get to use his awesome Shinku Hadoken, which deals a whopping 7 damage to a unit, which further helps your units to keep poking your opponent's face. Another thing that TEPPEN does well to get that fighting game feel down is in the way that the game is designed. It steers away from the traditional turn-based card game format. Instead, you ramp up mana over time and you get the choice to jam down units in one of 3 different lanes where you like and when you feel like it. TEPPEN heavily rewards you for timing your attacks and defense as well, very much like knowing when to block or to throw out that Hadoken in Street Fighter. I don't want to delve too deep into the game's mechanics, but 2 weeks into the game, there's a decent amount of depth in deck building, deciding which heroes and colors you want to use to build your deck. Each hero also has up to 3 different hero arts, lending to completely different deck playstyles. As much as I like my chip damage style of Ryu, other people are finding success with Denjin Renki, which is Ryu's V-trigger from Street Fighter V, electrifying his abilities translating to a burn style deck in TEPPEN, adding the equivalent of Hearthstone's spell power to all of the cards on board and in your hand. There is one mechanic that I'd like to point out before we close, which is the way that card draw works in this game. You inherently draw a card whenever you play one, so you pretty much always have a full hand to work with. This presents you with a lot of options at all times, and rewards strong pilots for being able to navigate the ever-changing ebb and flow of a game. Overall, I've really come to enjoy TEPPEN and highly recommend it for those looking for a digital card game for their phone. And that's the only catch with TEPPEN. It's only available for mobile devices with no PC client in the works. If you enjoyed my 2 cents on TEPPEN and want to see more digital card game content, please subscribe to support the channel. It really means a lot. And with that, I'll leave you with some quick replays to show the game in action. Peace! Alrighty, so we're against Wesker in this match and he's playing a black deck. So the first thing that he's going to do is summon a swarm of zombies. And we're going to show you how Ryu can really effectively deal with boards like this. We first summon Rashid and combo it with our Lagiacrus, and that's going to be a full board clear, and now we're slowly getting that small bits of chip damage. Play another Lagiacrus in order to keep that our middle one healthy, and we keep getting that bits of 2 damage, 2 damage, 2 damage. We actually have a full board of Lagiacrus. It's actually one of my favorite cards. Our opponent, Wesker, uses his hero art in order to take out one of our healthy ones, and I'm going to fire back with my own Shinku Hadoken in order to get rid of his G-Adult, which spawns those little tutus. Now we're going to follow up with Ryu himself. He deals 3 damage when you play him on the board, and he's going to help mop up those little tutus on the board, and we're going to keep hitting him for 2. Notice that most of our creatures in this deck are around 2 attack, so you're going to have to hit the opponent a lot of times in order to close out the game. We're going to shoot that thing with 6 damage, but he's going to use Selfish Predation in order to try to heal himself up. And we throw a bit of a sneak attack in order to do 2 points of poke damage. He's going to be around 9, so we still have a little bit to get there. Ryu pokes in for 2. He takes out my Ryu with his Dark Destruction hero art. I'm going to fire back with my own Shinku Hadoken once more. and then he's at 3 HP, and we're about ready to close the game. Guy comes out Russian, and my Spiral Pegasus in the bottom lane takes him out. So here we have a match against the new character Zero from the Mega Man X series, and you're going to notice a couple more action phases. This is the response phase for actions. This is another element to the Teppen card game. Our opponent is trying to build up actions because they benefit from the number of actions they play in the course of the game. We play a Chill Penguin, which is also another character from the Mega Man series, and our goal here is still the same idea. We're still trying to get bits of chip damage. Chill Penguin has an interesting growth mechanic where it grows up based on how many units you play on the board and their mana costs. Here we ascend one of our units into Evil Ryu, where Ryu actually embraces the Satsui no Hado, or the Dark Hado, and he's going to be a big beater at 4-8. He's going to do a lot of damage to our Zero and force him to find an answer. Our opponent is going to bounce back our Chill Penguin, but it really doesn't matter. There's a lot of stuff that he has to deal with on the board, and we have a Shinku Hadoken on deck, and we can pretty much wipe out whatever he plays on the board. So a quick game, but it shows that there are a lot of different franchises from the Capcom series that you might want to try out.